Okay, people, this is scary, kind of. This is the first time. Hey, my name is Serhat. You're at the right place at the right time with the right spiritual beings. Welcome here to this video. As you have read in the headline, New Moon in Taurus 2020, intuitive messages. I will just try something here because I don't even know where to start, but this is just something I used to do. This is just sorry, but this is it's so unbelievable that I'm doing this, but somehow I want to do this, and here and there I was doing that actually, and whenever I'm with my friends, we somehow I turn into a wannabe astrologer, and I love to talk about that with my friends, but I feel like I have to speak this also in here in this community, and this is also something that I really feel called to do with my purpose. So I would just try it out, and as we grow, I'm someone, I have to do things practical, like Capricorn, you know that. I have to tap into things, and I try, I have to failure, I have to fail, I have to win, I have to fail, I have to win, and grow. So we're growing together in this, okay? But it's just, I already start seeing light orbs. It's crazy. That's what's going on here again. Okay. Let's start. So the first thing that okay, so the first thing, maybe explain what is even a new moon and what's going on there in this time. So the new moon is in Taurus. Taurus is the zodiac sign, is an earth sign, I have some notes, is a fixed sign, so it means it's it's resistant to change. If it has something in its mind, it's so diligent and so perseverant, and it's doing that. Also, it's quite affectionate. Taurus is quiet but affectionate. It's stable, it's determined and practical, sometimes stubborn. That's why it's so resistant to change. But if Taurus has something in his mind, it's going for it. As well as Taurus is a feminine sign. And what's all the deal about the new moon? New moon means actually the sun and the moon are on the same page, and it's a complete new shift. It's a start of a new cycle. The moon stands off the something's going on again. Sorry. Thank you so much for your patience. So the moon stands for our desires, for our inner way of feelings, our emotions, what we really need in our being. And the sun stands for our ego and how we express ourselves, our sense of self and how we show our light to the world. So when the sun and the moon are on the same page, it's like my left hand is itching. It means I will get money. But if the sun and the moon are on the same page, it's all about what is it that your being needs, and how is it that you can, what is it that it wants? It's like the moon and the sun are talking and having a conversation, and then it's up to you to write, to make intentions, no matter in what kind of form you manifest them. If you write them down on paper, if you think about them and realize them, speak them out loud, and actually doing something with it. If you start dancing, whatever there is in your mind, whatever intention, based also in combination with Taurus. Taurus is the second zodiac sign. Taurus is the feminine sign. Taurus archetype is I have. What is it that you have right now in this present momentum in your reality? And what is it that you want to build on that for the next 6 months, till you reach the full moon in Taurus in the next 6 months, so the cycle closes. And then when the full moon in Taurus is there, it's time for you to harvest what you put out as intentions. It's example, I have my empire as an international model and actor, and also doing this on YouTube and trying to influence the world with the way of how I express myself. Again, sun. What is it that I need? Moon. And how do I express myself, my sense of self, with the sun, with my inner light? I am that I am, as well as I feel. What is it that I feel for myself, and who is it that what is it that I identify myself with, and how is it that I can show it to the world? So for me, it would be, okay, I have my empire of these things. I have them right now. Again, Taurus, I have. And how can I structure more? It's you have this building, you have this house, you have this apartment, and it's time for you to choose what is it that I need as in furniture, What is it that I need as in furniture to fill my house, to give more structure? What colors do I need for the walls? What kind of, do I need a bed or do you need a couch? Do I need a sofa? Do I need a sanctuary place? You know, and all in combination with what is it that I want and how is it that I express it to the world? Now it's time for those kind of intentions. Taurus, I have ruled by Venus, luxury, affection, love life, love style. Like, what is it that you need in your apartment, and how can you present it to the world the best way with the furniture that you choose? What is it that you have right now in your life, and what is it that you need more, since you realize more and more what is it that you need? I feel like my fingers are tingling. What's going on here? But it's so crazy, you know? And this is like how you can work with the new moon. And right now there's some astrology kind of thing going on. So we see like the energy for the new moon in Taurus. I wrote down some things. I will go intuitively. I will just see, and I will combine it with the tarot. Just Queen of Swords, bottom of the deck. Yes, do the right decisions. Be secure in that. Yes, what is it that you need? What is it that you want? And take the decisions. I love tarot. However, look, and this was also feminine, right? I mean, it's ruled by Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini, but there's some air signs here going on as well in astrology, like Age of Aquarius, you know. However, yeah. What is it? Yeah, sorry. It's just like, so if I seem unstructured, I am kind of, I go intuitively, but I try to make the best out of it, okay? The thing is also the tarot, I will use the tarot to understand both timelines, because I feel like they're either it's spiraling to the higher frequencies and choosing to go upwards, or we choose to go like downwards, spiraling down, lowering our vibration with the decisions and actions that we take in our lives, with the responsibility that we have for our life, with the free will that we have for our life, or we go upwards. And I feel like it would be like, it is good to see the energy of both timelines in regards to the astrology, what's going on with the planets and conjunctions and squaring and sextiles and trines and whatever there is for words, and try to understand, okay, they're like both timelines. So you see, how could this affect you if you unconsciously, non-intentionally, maybe even choose to spiral down, to give clarification, because it's like stepping into the unknown, tapping into the unknown with the energy cards, with the tarot, to understand, look, either I choose to vibrate higher or I choose to vibrate lower. Intentionally, non-intentionally, consciously, non-consciously, unconsciously. It's my choice. And as much as it helps me to do this, it, I hope, as well as helps you. So let's see what's going on. As I said, the sun squares Jupiter, it squares Pluto, as well as it squares Saturn. The thing is that I also said in the beginning, the conjunction. So sun and the moon are on the same page. It's about the sun expresses like, who is it that you are, your ego, like your sense of self. How do you express yourself to the world? The moon is your needs. What is it that you need? What is it that you need in your life? How, like, what is it that you can do for, you know, like we had already this talk. The other thing is there's also the conjunction with, I have some, you know, like some keywords here because I don't want to say bullshit. It's conjunction with Uranus, and Uranus is the planet that rules Aquarius. Uranus is also a planet that stands for sudden shock, sudden news, also the technology, also like everything that comes like a shock wave. Like Aquarius is also the sign for the archetype. I know Aquarius is an air sign. Aquarius wants to change the world, is a humanitarian. The thing is with Uranus, it stands also for technology. And I feel like with the conjunction with the moon and the sun and Uranus, it means like, what is it that you need? How can you express it to the world? And as well as like, you know, with the technology that we have, with the tools that you have. As I'm doing right now, and this is something that I just picked up, you know, I didn't even like, as like, again, I was just like writing down what's going on. And I was like, okay, before I start doing notes or something, because sometimes I want to do notes and I want to prepare, but then I start thinking out loud. I thought it's thinking out loud, but it's actually me channeling and speaking out loud, and I feel like it's better to do this live, to think out loud with you. So I start channeling things, and then maybe there's one message for the one or the other. Again, like with the Uranus, what is it that you need? How can you express it to the world with the Sun in regards to technology, in regards to shocking news, in regards to new things, the new age? The squaring means it's a dynamic, it's challenging. You have to bring more awareness, you have to bring more efforts, you have to bring more consciousness. Since it's squaring Jupiter, I felt like with the Jupiter is the teacher, the spiritual teacher. Jupiter also roots Sagittarius for the archetype I see, a fire sign. But Jupiter itself, the planet, it's like you receive lessons with Saturn. You got pushed out of your comfort zone, karma. Some things happen to your life. It's a blessing, you know, like no matter if it's something bad or if it's something good, it's something that teaches you a bigger thing. And Jupiter is here to let you understand how you expand your consciousness, aka spirituality, and adapt the lessons that you learn as wisdom. So when the Sun, the Moon, and Uranus squares Jupiter and Pluto and Saturn, it's like you have to bring more consciousness and effort into using technology, I think, and giving yourself rebirth, as well as understanding the lessons that you learned, as well as understanding maybe the things that you receive now with karma, the bigger picture. Like you have to really, or we have to really, really understand, okay, I have to bring consciousness, I have to bring efforts into what is it that I need, what is it that I want, and how can I show it to the world? And the one or the other in timelines will go like, in combination with Taurus, I feel like also acknowledging what you have right now and seeing how can you adjust to that. And it's going to be challenging for the one or the other. Because for the one or the other, it's like, okay, did the inner work? Did I do the inner work and I expand my consciousness and spirituality as in seeing the lessons that I learned? As in maybe even receiving bad karma or good karma, call it what you want to call it, because karma is karma, right? Like, what is like, no matter what kind of things that you have been put out into the world the last years, the last month, the last weeks, you receive back now. Let's check the tarot cards. I will just like let it like this. Cool, wow, so I don't even have to hold it. You see everything. That is important. Amazing, 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 cool. Learning with you. So let's check the energies for going spiral up with the squaring here, because I feel like Pluto is also the planet for transformation, rebirth, darkness, tapping into the darkness, kind of, as well as like whenever I hear Pluto, it's like understanding your deepest layers of being, going into the cocoon and transforming. With Saturn, it's like structure, planning, rebuilding. So it's really like understanding what kind of tools do I have to connect with the outer world, to receive to adjust the things that I can adjust now. So let's check the if a person goes like spiraling up for the higher vibrations, what kind of energy would this be? Spirit, angels, we call upon you. Let's see, let's dig into this. I've never tried it this way, but just like let's check the energy. Okay, some card walking away. Number 2 and 7. I hear like walking away from other people that are holding you back, walking away from becoming more independent. So detaching yourself from codependency, from depending on other people. Because, you know, I feel like with the Uranus and the sudden shock, sudden news, technology, sense of self, Saturn, it's like, I just hear Saturn crumbling down. I hear it with the Pluto, with the Jupiter, expanding yourself, crumbling down that is no longer part of you, and walking away from everyone and everything that is like, it is holding you back to express yourself with your feminine energy. Number 2, feminine energy, reflective, expressive, intuitive, innovative, again, because of Uranus. Number 7, seeing through the illusion, intuition, independency. Number 2 plus 7 is a number 9. Closing all chapters, closing all cycles. Let's clarify with tarot card, just to understand. Walking away, clarifier in this case, in this energy. The Fool in reverse. Scorpio, transformation. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto. So allow yourself, I feel like, to step into the unknown. It's like, don't look back. Don't look back to who hurt you. Don't look back to the things that are still like pushing you behind, that are pulling you behind. Push through. Allow yourself to step into the unknown. Allow yourself. Look, there's a solar plexus sacral chakra energy around this person, around this masculine energy, putting things into action. Be aware that spirit holds you. Be aware that spirit got your back. Be aware that if the more you tap into the unknown, the more you start doing things without questioning. It's like me doing this. You know, I was like literally thinking, shall I do it or not? And I was like, no, spirit is telling me to do this, so I have to, like, I want to do this. So I'm stepping into the unknown. I'm not doing notes. This is the only note that I had. And here, like, about some zodiac signs that are placing, there's some pictures fell out that are not in alignment with this reading. But it's like, you know, stepping into the unknown, transforming and allowing yourself to transform. This is the higher vibration energy. It's like going to be challenging because here and there people, when you share your ideas with people, there might be people in your surroundings, in your table, that going to be like, do you really feel like you want to do this? Do you really feel like you should go this direction? Do that. Walk away from those people. Walk away, Scorpio. Allow yourself to transform. So let's check the lower vibrational energy. I feel like it's the complete opposite, to hold yourself back, to not fully expressing yourself with the things that you need. Is the need that you're like maybe a boy and you feel like you really want to wear nail polish because you kind of feel alignment with that. Who is holding you back? What is holding you back? Understand this and expand your consciousness beyond that and see that there's nothing and no one that could hold you back besides you. By doing that, by wearing rings, by having nail polish, by being you, with the tools that you have. The tools. Having a laptop, having Wi-Fi, okay, what is it that you want to share with the world? Do that. Now it's the time. You have already yourself. Taurus energy. You have yourself. You have your empire. You have your foundation. So what is it that you need? What is it that you want to, how is it that you want to express yourself with the tools that you need? I need nail polish. I need rings because I feel aligned with that. So I'm going to, because I want to express it and show it to the world. I have my crystals. I have my intuition. Ask yourself these questions and try to put effort. I know it's challenging, but walk away from the people who make you feel like challenging. Because the only person that challenges you is the wounded parts of our ego. So let's continue. What's the energy for down spiral? But spirit is already telling me it's like literally the opposite what you said. So I feel like we don't need that, you know. And I felt like bottom of the deck, Archangel Metatron, because I saw him with my eye like angle. Number 40, see the best and see the good for you coming. So let's continue, okay? What's also here happening with the moon? The moon is the moon is conjuncting to Mercury. So it's like you receiving guidance and downloads from the universe, from the source, with what is it that you need. What is it that you need? And literally you receive those things. They're like when planets conjunct, it's like merging their forces. Moon again, desires, emotions. Mercury, communication, guidance. And it squares again with Jupiter, with Saturn, and with Pluto. It's like you receive downloads, but you kind of hold yourself back again, walking away with how can I put the downloads into, like, even if it means you have to dye your hair because you want to dye your hair, because you see it as a tool to show the world more. Look, this is who I am. This is how I see myself. This is how I want to express myself. With the Saturn pushing boundaries, structuring yourself in a new way. With the Jupiter seeing, like, again, the bigger picture beyond that, beyond those downloads that you receive, as in filling your, like, not filling, but more like understanding what is it that you need as a tool to express yourself in an emotional way, to see how can I, what is it that how can I shape my light that is shining from within me with the tools that I have. As in, again, nail polish, coloring, dyeing your hair, wearing jewelries. It's like you receive guidance to like, I could do this, I could do that, and somehow you kind of hold yourself back with the Saturn, with the Pluto, giving yourself permission again to rebirth, to actually use those tools. But it's like you really have to bring more effort and more like energy or focus or attention to these areas to really give yourself permission and allowing yourself to embrace it to the world and to shine your light to the world. I just again with the Taurus, I have. What is it that you have right now, and what is it that you how is it that you could improve yourself to gain more? It's like you have a laptop, you have a camera, again because of Uranus technology, you have a phone, you have some way to communicate with the world and bring a sudden shock, bring a sudden new about yourself. Because Serhat 1 year ago or 2 years ago hasn't had nail polish on his right hand because he was thinking too much of what others might think about him, or he had these ideas. Like I remember since I'm a little kid and I saw like punkers or like people like satanic people, or I don't know, like people who wore black nail polish. I admired them so much because it looked so cool and I always wanted to be part of it. But because due to my beliefs, due to my fear, due to my worry, I couldn't embrace that. I felt like I couldn't embrace it, you know? There's like, again, to like, it's not about could not or cannot or should not. It's more about like feeling like cannot, feeling like should and not, because of the emotions that are built on our beliefs and thought patterns and actions. So what I also wrote down is Mercury, since it's conjunct with the moon, and it squares and sextiles. So Mercury is squaring Pluto and sextiles Mars. Sextiles means opportunities. So I feel like, again, you receive some guidance and some opportunities about how could you give yourself a rebirth, but you have to allow yourself again. Mars is the planet of drive. Mars is the planet of taking action. Also, what I wrote down here, sorry, I totally forgot to, oh my God. I totally, like, I have it here, like all the planets are like in specific signs. Oh my God, sorry. So, yeah, Sun is in Taurus, the moon is in Aries. It's all about like, oh, wow. Sorry. The moon is in Aries. It's all about taking things into action. It's all about having the courage. It's all about having the fire. Totally sorry. I'm so sorry that I didn't mention, because this is actually so important. So, and the Uranus is in Taurus as well. So it's like really bringing sudden shock, bringing news, using the technology. What is it that I have and how can I put it into action? But it's actually somehow what I talked about somehow, you know? And here with the moon in conjunction to Mercury, where is Mercury? Mercury is in Aries as well. It's all about like, look, you receive constant, why is the lightning so? You receive constant guidance and receive constant downloads in how can I put things into action? Like constantly receiving ideas intuitively, and don't like just throw them away. Try to really like, I know how this feeling is, and I know it's challenging because sometimes we are like laying in the bed at night or in the morning, whenever, or like in the shower, and we receive ideas, we receive like intuitive guidance, and it's just like, I don't know if I should do that. I don't know if I could do that. I don't know if this, I don't know if that. Really, really give yourself permission to follow that lead. I don't know if this makes sense for you, but it makes sense for me. Not walking away from your independence. 33% battery. It's like walk away from the people who make you feel like you have to depend on them. Walk away from the people who stop you, or who make you feel like they stop you from rebirth. Because there's some people in my life that don't really understand why I do that. But do I hold on to their beliefs and what they project onto me, or do I follow my own bliss, my own beliefs, and create Hierophant energy? And Taurus is ruled by the Hierophant, or the Hierophant is ruled by Taurus, whatever. Like new cultures, new norms. It's like all about me understanding what is it that I feel like most aligned with, the beliefs that I have, and creating this for myself into my reality. And if you might be the first person that dyes their hair in rainbow color and reads tarot cards on YouTube, then you are the first person. You create this new reality for yourself. It's like, just like go with that. Even if you might be the first person who's doing this, or even if there are like a billion other people who do that, you're so unique in your own way. I just said it's not even about like being the first person in the collective, because everyone is in his own journey, is his own chapter in his own book. If you do the cover, if you sing a cover of Rolling in the Deep, then you sing a unique individual cover of Rolling in the Deep from Adele. I mean, a billion other people have done it. So what? You have a unique voice, a unique impression of how you express yourself in this cover. So don't walk away from this new beginning just because a billion other people have done that. You have a unique voice, you have a unique register of your voice, of your vocal bands, and your unique vibration, and a unique expressive way of how you do that cover from Rolling in the Deep. So don't limit yourself back, or don't hold yourself back by the thoughts of, yeah, a billion people did that cover, and my English might not be that well, and my pronunciation, and maybe I'm off key. Do it. I gave birth to a TikTok account where I sing songs, and I completely have a different name there because I don't want people see me there, because I don't have to, and I can use whatever name I want to. Maybe it's like also because of fear, but it's like I don't have to let everyone know when I start something new. It's like going to a club with friends, but then I'm just like, okay, look, guys, I went with you to the club, but I want to be my own vibration. So don't like, it's nothing about you. It's about me if I get lost in the club, because I want to get to know new people with my own vibration. And I've been doing that many, many times when I went clubbing with my friends. Because I want to meet people in my own vibration. I want to attract people with my own vibration and not in a circle. It doesn't have to do like lowering vibration or whatever. It's just like literally just the fact that I want to meet people at my own vibration. It's the same reason why I did a TikTok account, where I just like sing songs here and there and cover things. And I want to hear like, what do I have people to say about me singing songs? And actually I received here and there, like, of course, some people made fun, and I just like deleted it because I don't have to listen to that shit. But there were like also people who were like, you actually don't sound bad. Like, continue, you sound good. Like, like, just like do more and train more and do that. It's the same with this. Starting somewhere, something where I feel like I have to, where I feel like the need of, I want to do this. And what kind of tools do I have? Yes, I have those tools, so I'm gonna use those tools, especially right now in the pandemic. I cannot stand outside with a microphone and sing on the street, though I wouldn't maybe do that because I don't feel secure for that. But what I can do is create an alias account on TikTok or any other social media, give myself a name that is not Serhat, and do things there and try to see what's happening there. Attracting new things, being alone in a club. And I've even went alone to clubs without friends because I wanted to see what's happening. And I had the craziest and best nights in my life because I went alone. Deep, like not depending on others, allowing yourself to stepping into the unknown and being independent with the way of how you express your light to the world. So let's check the Mercury is in Aries, so taking things into action. Possibilities of the sextile. Mars is in Aquarius, humanitarian, changing the world. So what is it that you kind of have the courage to see as a possibility, yet you kind of yet you have some challenging time to give birth to? Where's Pluto actually? In which planet? Pluto, you are in Capricorn, utilizing things. Wow, this is so cool. I was talking about that. Come on, like Capricorn is utilizing. What is it that you have as a tool, and how can you use it as giving yourself rebirth? How? Look, my ego was the whole time delete this video and start from the new because you forgot to mention the signs and the planets. But actually everything was in alignment. So I'm super grateful with that. Okay. So let's check the higher vibrations. I feel like, again, walking away, but understanding that you walk more and more into your independency and don't be afraid of that. I wanted to intuitively grab this deck. So what is it that you have as a advice for the Mercury and sextile Mars, with Mars being in Aquarius, air sign, fire sign, air sign, having the drive to change the world? Maybe you have an idea. Maybe you want to show the song that you wrote that kind of describes your pandemic and kind of would enlighten and inspire so many other people. Follow this lead. You know, it's not about like the intention, like it's not about the hope that we have to enlighten 1 billion people. It's more about the intention that we have to inspire one person, at least one person. And you know who this one person is? Your future self. Like in the beginning, I thought it's about inspiring at least one other person that sees this, but it's actually just like making my future self proud, my future Serhat that sees this right now, maybe is at a talk show, super successful, that he already is right now in his present self, but like successful in this desired reality that he is jumping in from one reality to the other reality by choosing the things that he receives intuitively for his present moment and doing the things and putting them into action. So I'm doing this for future Serhat, and I just like hope that it inspires other people and kind of helps other people to follow their passion, to follow their guidance, because I'm so passionate about this. I'm so passionate about modeling. I'm so passionate about the idea, or I'm so passionate about living abroad in different countries, living from my suitcase and doing these videos by having internet connection and my laptop and my cards and just like my intuition and myself and my nail polish. You know, what, like, let's check what is the message for what's going on there. Spirit, angels, archangels, Metatron, you always help with seeing the best. Let's see. I got goosebumps. He's here. Three cards came in. Metatron was like, yeah, I will give you some messages. So let's see. Memories of love in reverse. Number 9. I talked to you. Number 2 and 7 is the number 9. Closing old cycles. Like it's like let them go with love. Let those people go with love that are holding you back to put things into action that you receive intuitively from Mercury. You know, like I even just hear Spirit said, look up, where's your Mercury, where's your Aquarius, look up your natal chart and try to see like, what is my purpose, kind of, what is my soul print here for this incarnation, and which direction shall I go? I have a lot of Aquarius placements in the 8th house with Mars and Jupiter and Uranus. I'm telling you, it's like literally in my natal chart, they're telling me that I have to be this like I am this portal kind of for the other world. And that's why it empowers me even more to see that this is actually the right direction for me. The second card, intuition. Look, this is so magical. This momentum that this guy here pulls cards and talks about the whole time, Mercury, intuition, guidance, downloads. And then like out of nowhere, this is magic. This is magic by stepping into the unknown. The Fool just like has his tools, 1 cup, 1 wand, 1 sword, 1 pentacle. My tool. I am the Fool. I'm just like digging into this. This is not planned. And I'm talking about intuition, right? So Spirit is telling me there's some people that you intuitively know that you have to take some steps back and put some more boundaries. The third card, trapped in fear, because this will help you to come out of the fear. This will help you to release the thoughts of fear and the worry and the beliefs. Your intuition helps you by letting go of the people who are holding you back. Again, walking away. Amazing. This is like the high priest energy here. And I feel like trapped in fear might be even like when it's in reverse. It's like you're not trapped anymore in fear. Your intuition guides you out from that. Your intuition gives you the light. Your intuition lets you see the light in the tunnel and lets you follow it from momentum to momentum. It's not about seeing the bigger picture and being overwhelmed by, oh my God, I see this bigger picture for me. Where shall I start? It's about being in the present momentum and receiving, like, okay, I could do this now, I could do this now, I could do that after, I could, like, before that I did the workout, before that I wrote those notes. It's all like step by step by step by step. It's not about, oh my God, I feel so overwhelmed, I don't know where to start, I don't know what to start. It's step by step by step by step. Okay, so let's continue with the Venus. It trines Mars, and Venus is located in, where are you, beauty? She's in Gemini. So thinking, your feminine energy, like maybe even don't be like, you know, they like, again, two timeline energies. The high vibrational Gemini archetype of I think, and I express myself in a way of how it serves me, or I think and I'm like kind of the lower vibrational way of being a trickster, being a fox, being like, it's like, what do you choose with your feminine energy? And when it trines Mars, and Mars is in Aquarius, humanitarian, so it's like trines again is about harmonizing. So I feel like you harmonize more and more of how you express your thoughts in a way of how it serves the collective in a high vibrational way. But in a low vibrational way that you choose is, how can you use your express, how can you express yourself and think and express your way of thinking, where you choose if it's serving the collective or not. But since it's in trine, it's like empowering you, you know, but it's in your choice if you use this power to illusion other people. This is at least what I think right now, or what I receive intuitively. Or do you use it in a high vibrational way to empower other people with your thought processes? Because masculine, feminine energy, Mars the drive, Venus the feminine energy, as well as like the love style of how you possess things, and Venus is ruled by Taurus is ruled by Venus. Again, this connection, but Venus is in Gemini, I think. Yeah, how do you put out your thinking processes? Yeah, I was just like checking here for, you know, for Gemini, masculine energy, like learning by doing, you know. So let's check also Saturn squares Uranus. It's like the challenges and your routine in your structures, because everything got out of order, of course, by using the technology that you might have, that you not might have, that you have right now, and understanding the bigger picture. How can I use my laptop? How can I use my phone? Maybe even you thought about starting a blog, those kind of things, restructuring yourself in this area. And Saturn is in, Saturn, where are you, honey? Saturn is in Aquarius, again, humanitarian, the change, changing the world, serving the collective. And Uranus is in Taurus. So Aquarius, I know archetype, and I have. My left ear started ringing. So Saturn structures, I know. I see the bigger picture. I am outside of the box. So restructuring yourself, as in, what's the energy there? Let's check. What's the energy? Door to romance in reverse. 33 in reverse. Okay, let's clarify this with the tarot. Spirit, let's clarify this card, door to romance. You know, like whenever this card appears, like the door is open, if it's in reverse or not, I always tell this. And it's like Saturn, also boundaries, maybe pushing yourself, again, like outside of the box. When I look at this, outside of the cage, outside, like how can you serve with your heart? And your heart stands for your radiation, for your I am that I am presence. The heart is ruled by Leo, the zodiac sign Leo, I am that I am, and I put my light out to the world. How is it that you, like, it's, I think like you have to really push yourself through, and it's challenging to fully, where's again, to fully, you have to push yourself through to fully see, acknowledge, and understand what is it that you need. Sorry, it's like, let's clarify this card. I feel like also with the Saturn in Aquarius, it's like you receive karma, and maybe it's right now a challenging time for you to understand what you still have right now in this life, because here and there we're like either receiving, wow, the Wheel of Fortune, Capricorn. I was talking about karma, right? Okay, this is scary. And not scary, but this is like so in alignment. This is so in tune, because I feel like for the one or the other, it's kind of challenging right now to fully see what is it that you still have and what is it that you can create for yourself, because we received karma, right? Or we're constantly receiving karma. Either we receive something that is serving us in a good way and making us feel good, or we're receiving something that is not really making us feel good, or that is like kind of pushing us to the cold water. So we actually start to pursue our purpose. So we actually start to open this door to our purpose and what really fulfills us and brings us passion, with the heart here that I see for Dojo Romance and Reverse. So I feel like kind of for you it's challenging to see what is it that brings you passion, and what is it that is like makes you feel passionate, in a way of restructuring yourself with the Saturn, in a way of bringing it to the world with the Uranus, bring it in a way of bringing it in a way of Uranus is in Taurus. I have Saturn in Aquarius. I know Wheel of Fortune. Like, what kind of inner work can I do? What kind of things can I create in this world? Also, I feel like for the one or the other, actually believing in yourself, that you have an impact, that you can change the Wheel of Fortune for yourself as much as for the collective. Or maybe even for the one or the other, like having too many ideas and feeling overwhelmed by that and not knowing where to start. Let's continue here with the oh yeah, the Venus also squares. I didn't know if I said that, but it squares Neptune and Pisces. Wow, and this makes sense. This makes also sense with the harmonious thing with the trine. Look, again, I started channeling something there that kind of makes sense now when I see this, because Venus again is in, I think, Gemini, and square is challenging in Neptune, which is in Pisces, illusions. So it's like, it's your choice. Do I create illusions? And it might be challenging to not to do that, or it might be easier or challenging as in seeing through the illusions for yourself and to really think, yeah, through the illusion of Pisces and Neptune and what is happening in the collective. And it's really challenging for the one or the other to spread harmonious messages that serves the collective, rather than not spreading harmonious things and going with the easy thing, because it's so challenging for us to have thought processes and express our thoughts that are serving the one or the other, rather than making them even more illusion. Because of, imagine media is going crazy, right? And I don't watch the media because I don't want to be in this energy. And I'm just like mentioning it to give you an example. So it's up to us. Do we listen to, like, do we see the media and acknowledge that and observe that? And then like talk to our friends and maybe and enlighten them in a harmonious way to like to raise their vibration while raising our vibration with our thought processes. Maybe they're talking to us because of the media, and it's then in my choice, do I raise my vibration and start shining my light with my intuition that I have? Feminine, masculine energy. Masculine Mars is in Aquarius, serving the humanity. Feminine Yin as in Venus in Gemini, I think, thought process, expressing them. Or do I listen to my friends and let dim my light and don't talk my truth? And they're like fear and observe their fear, and like, it's always my choice. But this is, I think, the explanation for this constellation. So the Jupiter is conjuncting with Saturn and Pluto. So it's really like giving a whole new rebirth, as in expanding your consciousness and restructuring yourself. I felt like the energy for this one. Spirit, what is the energy for this one? Action. Number 17, again, number 1, masculine energy, and number 7, being independent and taking action. White horse, intuition. Masculine energy is behind that. It's like, don't let your intuition wander, and don't put things into action. It's like you have to really listen to your intuition and do step by step by step. So like both horses are on the same page. Sometimes it's like as I said, we receive so many ideas and so many downloads, write them down and try to go step by step with that. Like I had billion ideas for this kind of thing, you know? And it's like, okay, where do I even start? Calm down, bring yourself centered and start somewhere. So this is also something like the last point that you don't see, something so I think important. The North Node is sextiles the Sun, yet it's quarkons. It sounds so Asian. Quarkons, that means, it's the symbolism here, that means in conjunction. So you have to integrate a challenge, make an adjustment, or change something. With the Saturn here again, so the North Node is right now in Cancer. Cancer is the home, the nurturing yourself, understanding. North Node is standing for, I think you have to check where your North Node is in your natal chart. In my case, it's in Virgo. And with sextiling Sun, it's like you will receive a lot of opportunities to express yourself, especially in your home life, especially in your in the way of how you nurture yourself and how to express it. And it's like, again, what is it that I can do for myself to express myself? What kind of opportunities I see in with the tools that I have, but as well as in your home life. Yet it's queerconcing Saturn, and Saturn is in Aquarius. The Sun is in Taurus. So I feel like with the Sun being in Taurus and with the North Node, it's like you will have a lot of opportunities to show your family what you have built so far, to show your home life what you have built so far, to bring a lot of changes there. Yet with the quincunx and Saturn in Aquarius, I feel like you have to integrate, or there might be some challenges for you where maybe some people in your home life might make you feel like, no, not home life. No, yes, home life, where you might bring you out of order. Like some people that are close in you, that are sitting close at your table, with with the quincunx and Saturn, with the North Node, it's like kind of making you feel like as if they are bringing you out of your purpose. It's like as if my family would see what I'm doing with my nails and they will like project their beliefs onto mine and like kind of make me feel a certain way. And then it's like up to me with my North Node and Virgo to set boundaries and learning to love from a distance, or wherever your North Node is, or just like in general with the Cancer North Node, it's nurturing yourself as well as nurturing your family. Cancer is I feel. Cancer is water sign. Cancer is ruled by the moon, your emotions. Cancer is, let's check the energy here. I feel like Psychic Tarot wants to give us some messages here. So what's the message with the North Node and Cancer, quincunx, and Saturn? What's going on there? Is there some messages, Spirit? Let's check. And this is crazy. Do you know why I am more crazy right now? This card was bottom of the deck when I grabbed this deck. You can go 10 seconds back. And I felt like something, a connection to this card. And then I pull the cards, and this card is here like this. Okay, something's happening here. It's like moving on. And I told you number 6. Okay, this card wants to say again something. What's this card? Wheel of Fortune. North Node. Your fortune. Moving on. Look, there's like walking away. Moving on. Number 6, investing into the light. I told you, like, when when my family might project their beliefs onto me that it's not okay for a masculine person, for a guy to wear nail polish because in our religion it's not allowed, and blah 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 blah. Their beliefs, their conditions, I see through it, but I set boundaries. Virgo North Node, you know, like putting myself to heal the world in a collective as a majority, as a priority for me in my incarnation, and for you it's moving on from whatever is bringing you some changes in your whatever makes you feel like you have to change your course, and adjusting and making changes, even if it means that you have to set boundaries for the one or the other. and it squares Chiron. The North Node is squaring Chiron as well, and Chiron stands for the wounded healer, and it's an Aries. So I feel like the wounded healer, look, and it's funny because Lilith, the planet for our wounded parts of our ego, for the darkness that we have, the shadow work, blah, 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 she's conjuncting Chiron. And it's like really putting yourself out from the victim mentality in your home life way. And maybe we had parents that were projecting their own traumata onto us, and we had to deal with it and take responsibility for that. Everything is fine. We choose that when we incarnated to come to this planet. My soul knew what kind of experience I will experience and during my conditioning within my family. My soul knew that. Otherwise, my soul would have not chosen my family, you know? So it's up to me. Do I hold on and put myself into the victim mentality with the North Node in Cancer home life, as well as Chiron, the wounded healer, conjuncting Lilith, the wounded parts of our ego? Do I hold on to the traumata and with the Aries as well? Because Aries is a fire sign, and Aries really lacks in compassion. Aries is like assertive, going for that. So it's in your choice if you put yourself in the archetype of victim and kind of hold, like maybe you receive right now some traumata in your conditioning, in your family life that you experience. It's up to you. Do I hold this onto my parents and make them feel like, want to make them feel, or not want to, but make them feel really like kind of I am a victim and you did this and you did that and you did blah, 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 blah? Or do I see through the illusion? Do I see through the conditioning and understand it co-created me to a stronger being? It co-created me to who I am right now. Again, for me, it makes sense with my North Node and Virgo, because for me, it's also always constantly like, do I put myself in the archetype of victim or do I put myself in the archetype of winner and set boundaries? And it's the same, I think, for the collective with the North Node and Cancer, like your home life, as well as like when you live alone or like your general family life. They're like opportunities coming to express yourself more, but you have to be careful. It might be challenging. Not careful, sorry. I meant like more awoke. It might be challenging with the Chiron as a wounded healer because it conjuncts Lilith, and Lilith is also an Aries, and Chiron is an Aries. So there might be a way where you have to be awoke in how you express your thinking, your being in your home life, and how it could create some things, you know, especially as in adapting new things with the Saturn. Not saying you're like, you did this, mom, and you did that, and you blah, 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 because you want to speak your truth. It's more like, if you have this conversation with your parents and it's kind of driving you there, try to be like, look, I'm super grateful because I understand what kind of relationships you might have had with your parents and what they projected to you and what you maybe even had the time to deal with it. And you unconsciously projected it onto me, but I dealt with that, and I'm grateful for this experience. It's just like I have to set some boundaries, like those kind of conversations, you know, like acting from a way of compassion, acting in a way from not acting, but talking talking from a space of compassion, kindness, and love, yet seeing through the illusion, the conditioning, and setting boundaries and holding on to their essence, but maybe even loving them from afar. It's up to you what you feel the most, but it's like, this is my thought process when I see North Node, Cancer, sextile Sun, but quincunxes, Saturn, squares Chiron, and Chiron is conjuncted with Lilith. And Lilith stands for the wounded part, for the abandonment, for pushing us away when we were children kind of thing. The wounded parts of our ego that we either neglected or we worked on them. And it's up to us, how do we express, because we have some opportunities to express these wounded parts in a way of, look, I had these parts, I see why I had them, I see that you never had the chance to work on your traumata. Maybe your parents have experienced something so much worse with their parents, and their parents have experienced, like it goes genetic, like ancestral bloodline traumata, epigenetically heritage to one another, to the next generations. And it's up to my generation, it's up to me if I put myself in the victim traumata mentality or as a winner traumata mentality, and let my parents help them by letting them know, look, this is what I experienced. Maybe you have experienced something worse. I don't like, I I already forgave you. I forgave myself. And yeah, you know, like I see through the condition. I understand you might have been even through much worse. Or, you know, like however you feel like aligned to talk with your parents, if it comes to those opportunities. But try to really be aware and stay awoke of how you talk to them. So I feel like this was new moon and also the general astrology, what's going on right now, in combination with you in the tarot. But again, like spirit is telling me, move on, don't hold on. Again, Lilith, darkness or compassion, love, light. How do you move forward? Do you move forward by holding on to the darkness, or do you move forward by acknowledging the darkness and choosing the light? Take what resonates. I'm so grateful. Like honestly, I'm so grateful for these opportunities, for you being here. I feel so like aligned with that, so passionate about this, and from here it's just like goes up and up and up, you know. So if you have any suggestions, or if you have like, I don't know, if you want to spread your opinion, your thoughts, if they come from love and light, then you're free to do that, please. I love reading your messages. Give me a subscribe button if you don't want to miss the next readings, the next messages, the next videos, and please the thumbs up to support my channel, to boost the algorithm, and let's grow together. Let's see where it leads us, because again, I'm an international supermodel and actor, and also like this person that I am here right now. And I love it. I love being this person. I love being me, and I am that I am. You are that you are. So show the world who you are and embrace your light with the tools that you have and how you feel the most aligned with it, by following your intuition and not the fear, by choosing love and light and moving forward while acknowledging the darkness and observing. I wish you a wonderful new moon. I hope you have some bomb.com rituals. And yeah, goodbye.